Well, hello and welcome everybody. Today's race is, well, they're very keen to get going, so they're already out on track. So let's take a look at things out there. This is one-shot qualifying at the moment. Thrustmax, Mike and Bots are the three fastest at the moment. And we are at Spa, so welcome along to this one. My name's Josh Gain from Demo 1 Garage, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you along tonight as a few of the guys there get out. Thrustmax looks like he's going to be the early favourite. Mike still got his lap validated. I think Botsy went past the lines there. And here's Thrustmax. This is very close between the two of them. Good morning, Parrot. It's been a long time since we've had a chat, but it's good to see you. Thrustmax there invalidates the lap. That means Kiwi is going to be the hot favourite coming up to the front. And he does. He gets a 1:59 and the fastest lap. Mike in second, then it's Bambi, Captain Kino and Vin. The rest of them DQ'd or didn't get a lap in. But welcome along. That's how we're starting off things here tonight at Spa. But here it is, the beautiful Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium. It's a long track, it's an iconic track, and here it is, all 7 kilometres lined up on your screen. There are 2 DRS zones for them to utilise. Overtakes, the one there on the Camel Straight. Probably see a lot of overtaking. You can see it's a mammoth circuit, 19 corners, and some of those straights they need to get lined up perfectly after coming through Eau Rouge and Radion and line up perfectly there. But it's looking like it's a pretty decent day, and we've just seen the one-shot qualifying there, and I'm very keen to see how these newcomers take to this one today as everyone gets ready, gets the formation underway. Don't know who the favourite is, probably BPV8, but these Formula 2 cars, they do chuck up some different challenges here and there. First is the feature, mandatory pit stop. Then on to the sprint race. So we've got a lot of action for you today, and it's good to have you guys along for the ride. It's good to see you too, Parrot. It's been a long time. Hope you're doing well. Josh Monfort, Kraken, my brother. How are you? How are you doing? Are you looking after yourself, guys? Hopefully you're keeping safe, washing those hands, and just not no, everything seems to be working. So welcome along everybody to this one. This is round number 3.
Not enough wing. BPV8_1 said F2 driver race lobby open. We start at 8:45 p.m. AEST.
Sorry about that, guys. I'll get rid of the text-to-speech there. Oh, they start at 8:45. I've actually started the session early. Alright, well, we're going to watch them practice a little bit. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting the Formula 2. The Formula 2 actually start at quarter to 9. It's 35 past. So, I'm a little bit early. That wasn't the one stop. I was a little bit surprised that we had so many. Anyway, not to fear. You guys are early, so you're not going to miss it. But how have you guys been going? Staying safe? That's good. Parrot, I'm okay. I'm doing well. Thank you. I've managed to stay pretty good. Managed to get the things I need at the shops. There was actually pasta the other day, which was amazing. Still no toilet paper for some reason. Don't know why the toilet paper is such a hot commodity. But there was a story of a guy trying to return something like 1,500 rolls of toilet paper because he couldn't sell them online, and about 1,000 units of 1 litre hand sanitizer to the shopping centre, and the bloke that owned the place pretty much gave him the finger and said to bugger off. But he was giving out some statistics of how much he sold, and one crazy one was that he sold a year's worth of flour in just a week. So the panic buying is still out there, but anyway, I've managed to get what I needed, so I'm pretty happy with that. Turk Movement, welcome guys. I just want to preface this stream by saying I started early, so we're just going to sit here and talk and wait a little bit. You did get a little bit of taste of what's to come, but we've still got about 12 minutes to go. For some reason, the Formula 2, they like to start things at 1:45 the hour, where Formula 1 starts at 1:30. I forgot this. So I started early, but don't go anywhere. We've still got a Formula 2 race to put on. But we're here to chat, do all things. And welcome along. It's good to have you guys with me. Now, I know Formula 1 2020 was announced today. I haven't been able to look at the screenshots or anything. I do get those press releases sort of emailed to me. So there will be an article on the new Formula 1 2020, and I'll post all the screenshots, stuff that is available on the website, so demo1garage.com. If you haven't already, I will put all the information there. And don't forget, on Facebook and Twitter as well is the best place to stay up to date when new articles go up. But make sure you've got demo1garage.com bookmarked in the old bookmarks. I do like to try stay ahead of everything that's happening, all the professional eSport events out there. Try to give you a bit of a rundown. I've been a little bit bogged down and caught out. I am behind, but I'll try and catch up through the weekend and next week for you guys. But there's definitely going to be an article about F1 2020 on the website. It is, isn't it, Parrot? I'm a little bit disappointed with the amount of people that sort of tried, but I guess money talks to some people sometimes, and they drop all their morals and ethics and look for the money. That's awesome, bots. That's a PG word there. And it's made even more graphic, as you guys can't hear it, but I got text to speech reading back the chat so I don't miss things. You will need to do that keynote. We've got a few of the drivers just having a chat before we get started. Belgium, Spa, fantastic circuit. It's an iconic one. It's got some history. Awesome. So that's on GT Sport, what Josh is talking there. The SFR GT Challenge. You guys would have seen it here on Mondays on Demo 1. Season 3 is coming. There's a new division too. 3 tiers I hear now. So it's going to be a lot of racing. I don't know if I'll be doing all 3 because that's a lot to get my head around. I do agree, Parrot. I do agree with what you said there. A Nasho race. What's a Nasho race, Kino? I'm not quite down with that vernacular. Now the photos I took that you're seeing, I took them in the PC version of the game. Bloody hell, this game looks good on computer when you can crank the settings. It still does look good, quite good on the PlayStation 4, but wow, different level on the computer. So I'm really keen to see what they do with the new one, 2020. I think it's coming out in July. Probably are, Josh. I would like to do all three. I might try doing that. Maybe someone else can step up and cover as well. I don't want to make the Div 3 guys feel like they're not good enough to be broadcast. Of course they are, but unfortunately I'm only one person, and I can only do so much sometimes. Yeah, well, if I can fit it in and be consistent, there's nothing saying we can't do highlights. I totally forgot to do the F2 highlights this week, so apologies. But I don't know, do you guys like to watch highlight videos of the races, or if you've seen the race, does it not really matter? That's something I need to... I don't know, the highlight videos that I've posted, maybe I need to make them shorter, but not a lot of people tend to watch them, so sometimes you're like, is it worth my time? Should I just continue to show the clips instead? Because they get quite popular, like the ones I put on Instagram and Facebook through the week. Haven't had a lot this week though. I've been a little bit slack, so hopefully I can catch up and get more content out there. But yeah, I have those weeks. You get a little bit lazy and you forget to do things. I don't know what you guys are like with self-motivating, especially now that most of us are probably stuck at home. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, don't forget to share this out to your friends and any groups that allow you to do so. We'd love to bring this action to more people, and your support is always greatly appreciated when you do so. And that includes hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, whatever you can do. It's awesome. It helps, and we want to grow the sport of sim racing together, and that's a really good way to do it. But we'll see what happens. But thanks again, everyone that has been here, who jumps in, has a chat, watches, and to everybody that does that. And there's also the regulars that pop in pretty much every single race. Thank you very much, guys. I don't get to thank you guys enough, so I do appreciate it. Now we're a minute away from the quarter to the hour, so I think this one's about to start shortly. And there we go. Well, that's my condolences, Josh. Hopefully you guys can do what you need to do. It's going to be pretty hard to mourn and things, especially having the distance, but sorry to hear that, man. Anyway, hopefully we can brighten up the day with some Formula 2 racing. My name's Josh Gain, and welcome to this one. We're at Spa. It's a 7-kilometre circuit, 19 corners, 2 DRS zones, and the best one is going to be down the Camel Straight. If they can line themselves up through Rouge and Radeon, they will be able to get a good overtake into turns 5 and 6. This is Spa-Francorchamps here from Belgium. We're here today for the Formula 2 Championship. This is round 3, and we're really looking forward to this one. The drivers, they have a one-shot qualifying to get themselves together and get themselves on the front row for this race. Now, we don't know who's going to be there. There's a lot of new drivers, a lot of veteran drivers as well, but the circuit's ready, and this iconic piece of motoring and Formula 1 history now in the F2 calendar and here on Demo 1. So thanks to FNL1 eSports for putting on today's action, and everybody's getting ready for the one shot, and we're right into it. This is Schnell. He's down the bottom end. Kiwi, he's also there as well. Oh, bit of an uncooked turn. We go to Bambi. He's up the front, and he is beating everybody at the moment. He's coming into No Name, just ahead of Vin and Bushchuk. And Truzola's falling down the order. We've got 17 drivers, and some of the guys that have dropped out are the Formula 1 drivers, so they've decided not to qualify and to give themselves the best chance of giving the new guys in the F2 a chance to shine and show their skills. So it makes it a little bit harder for the F1 veterans as well. This is on board with Vin. He's just ahead of Mike in Thrust Max as Zola pushes forward and he drops again, so he's not having a good time of it through second sector as we come out of Puon and into campus, and not campus rather, we're coming down to the back straight now, and Bambi still ahead of everybody. Vin trying to squeeze himself up into the top. He's just gone purple sector 2. Can he get ahead of Bambi before the end of this one? 297, topping out at almost 300 kilometers an hour. They need a good entry into this one. 306. So Bambi was able to get a little bit of a better exit as he comes into the bus stop. There's a lot changing in the order, but Bambi's still on the top. Vin just in behind. You can see the difference. It's enough. Bambi will get the checkered flag and he'll get first place with a 1.589. The only guy to get into the 158, but a very commendable effort from the rest of the field. A 1.592, 1.597. And we've got a very close race on our hands. The feature race first, mandatory pit stop, and let's see who can take it out from here. But as you can see, it was Bambi on the soft tyre ahead of Vin, and then Thrustmax, Kino and Lukey D finished the top 5. Sorry about the fuzziness of the points. Kiwi is on top there, but we've had an error. That is meant to be Bots, so Bots is leading from BP. And then it's Aaron. Aaron's not here tonight. Well, hopefully Aaron can come back and join us, because he was a really strong contender in this series, and where hopefully he can get back and competing. Then it's Mike, Bots, which will be Kiwi, Thrustmax, Bambi, and Swata. As you can see, there are 2 races. So they've got 2 races to prove themselves. The second race is a reverse grid where the top 8 reverse around. But we do have this feature race first with the mandatory pit stop, meaning a compound change in the middle. But it's so good to have you guys along. If you're just joining in, just tuning in, my name's Josh Gain. I will be commentating the action for you tonight here at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. This is Demo 1 Garage eSports Broadcasting, the FNL1 eSports Formula 2 eSports Championship, and I'll be taking you through all the action tonight from this iconic circuit. Mitch Boss has hit the like. Thank you very much, Mitch. And all the alerts popping on the screen. Oh, well, we've still got room, so if you do want to try out and just have a race, Josh, you don't really have to commit yourself to all of them. We can probably work that out. So the Discord link, guys, if you do want to get involved in this championship, Discord link in the description below Twitch. It's below Facebook and it's below the YouTube. If you're on Mixup, I don't have that ability. Just ask for it. I'll share it with you. But on those 3 platforms, Discord link below. Join that. That is the FNL1/Demo1 Discord. We do share it. We share everything. They share the league. I share the broadcasting. We're partners in this. And yeah, get into that. Ask about the F2. You do have to fill out your member details. Thank you very much, Parrot, hosting on Mixup. Hopefully some of your friends can pop in, and followers can pop in and see what's happening. But yes, we are on all 4 platforms. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Parrot there on the Mixer. But yeah, make sure you do fill out your member details. Once they're filled out, a mod in Discord will give you and unlock your access to the full Discord. But for the demo one, it's unlocked anyway. Greg Gain, that's my dad. Hopefully he's getting some deliveries. Owns a restaurant down in Graceland in Brisbane. CM Sunset. So if I don't know if any of you live in Brisbane and watching and you like Thai food, hit up CM Sunsets. It is... I've never heard a bad word about it. And I really enjoy the food too. The chicken fried rice is my favourite. Everybody loves the chicken fried rice. And if you game, get it spicy. It's even better. It just brings out even more flavours. Alright, formation lap, 13 laps. We're just getting this one done. Bambi will lead the field. Now, braking into the first turn, there's no real point going for an overtake. It's so compact. There's really no point of risking it. But interesting, Vin's gone for the soft tyre there. So he will want to get a good start and get ahead of Bambi early on. Because if Bambi can defend Vin, he's basically negated any advantage Vin will get from starting on the softs. Oh yeah. I don't even think that it'd be legal to deliver food so far. Unfortunately, for you, Parrot. Alrighty. We're lined up and waiting. We're on board. Lights. There's 5 red. And they're extinguished, or not holding for long at all. And we're underway. The cars now race towards the first turn where everything is going to get squeezed on them. And Vin, he has gone ahead slightly, but Bambi up on the inside. He gets everybody out of order, and there's some carnage through the first turn. Always happens, and somebody is going to be missing some front wings. I haven't figured out who it is, as the field is sorting itself out now, coming up to Eau Rouge and Radion. Side by side there was Mike, almost with Banana Hammock and Kiwi. These are the... Oh, big moment! Was that BP? Or was it Bush Chook? It was Bush Chook. I don't know how he ended up out there. But it is still Bambi leading. And look at Vin. He's got so much extra pace with those soft tyres on here. He needs to get in front early. He needs to get it done before the end of this first lap. He needs to take the advantage and use it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a squandered effort. And there it is. That's what Vin needed to do, and he did it early. I think there might have been an outside wall at T1. I don't know who it was, but there was definitely Chook involved. Maybe Jetsy. He's all the way down in 16th as we come through Puwon now, following through the car order. BPV8 in the top 5 already. Warrior Wasp is pushing his way forward through Puwon. They're going to go too wide. Skids gets muscled out onto the off track, and in behind is Kiwi and Bots. Both teammates right now, but they're trying to fit the cars in this tight little bit of circuit. And Bots just staying ahead of Banana Hammock. But a good little battle now for 10th place as Schnell goes wide. We've got a yellow sector 2 and 3. Don't know who that was. We've got somebody out. It could be Bush Chook. Or Banana Hammock. They look alright. They look alright to me. But there it is. Vin with the fastest lap of the race. That's not surprising. Oh, Thrustmax was involved in something because he's had to enter the pit lane. And side by side with Wasp and Kiwi. Wasp on that outside line. He might be able to get the up and under through here, but as he was spat out very wide on that exit, he lost a lot of speed, and he doesn't need that now coming up towards Eau Rouge. Oh, big moment for Wasp. He almost was on the grass and then up on the inside before the bottom at Eau Rouge. Skids gets around and he avoids a big moment and a big accident for him. Swat is just sitting down there in 12th. Thrustmax has been demoted to the back end of the grid. He's gone in for an early pit stop. So there it is. Vin with a 1.2 second lead over Bambi on a very different tyre strategy. Kino's using those soft tyres early as well to try and make up some of the deficit from where he started. But Mike now is on the gearbox of Truzola. And Mike, being one of the Formula 1 veterans, we're expecting him to be a little bit patient here tonight. The Formula 2 cars do act completely differently to the F1. Warrior Wasp is moving forward. He's done skids through No Name. And here comes Swatter. Got a guy going wide through pool 1. They can't keep doing that a lot of the time. They will get track limit penalties for that. I think that was Warrior Wasp. So Jetsy, 14th place. He's stuck in behind him in 13th. I don't know where the YouTube viewers are, Josh. It's just one of those things sometimes. I can't pick why we get a lot of people sometimes. Some people not. Jetsy there with a small error. And he runs wide. And he's jumped out that he activated. Oh, big moment for Bots. And that's Bots gone on the exit. So that's going to bring out the virtual safety car. Have a look at this replay. Unfortunately, we weren't on board with Bots as it happened, but he did happen in the background. So as we got through this part, we watched. This is Jetsy's mistake. Jetsy made a big error, ran wide, and then watch comes Bots through here. I don't know how he just ran a little wide onto the gravel, bang! And Jetsy just avoided that. Jetsy almost got collected up by everything happening. But the VSC has been called out. Bots out of the feature race. Well, hopefully we can get some new guys joining you in the YouTube chat. There's plenty of guys watching, just not all on YouTube. So, Mike and Truzola fairly close together. That's the restart. And I wonder if Mike has been able to get the jump on Zola there. I think he did just slightly. The gap's grown about 3/10 as they got back up to racing speed. So Zola now falling back further in behind. So we've lost our first car. Bots. This is on board with Skids. He's just outside DRS reigns of Warrior Wasp. And Swatter is the same thing in behind. So this is fighting for the top 10. BP's got ahead of Keno. And BP's on those medium tyres. So Keno's going to be... Looks like Keno is struggling a little bit. He will have the advantage over BP at the moment, having the grippier tyres. But they will fall off relatively quickly. I only expect about maybe 5 laps out of the softs, if that. 6 maybe. Then they're going to have to go to the medium. So the guys on the mediums will be able to run the first stint a lot longer, but they will have the faster tyre at the end. Where Vin, he's had the fastest tyre at the start. He got ahead of the race leader, and now he just needs to use that advantage. Thank you very much, Josh. Josh has put out the link to some F2 eSports on Twitter. And we've seen it pop up on the screen there if you do want to get involved. I haven't changed the hashtag like I said I would. Hashtag D1G will get your Twitter posted on stream. So thank you very much there, Josh, for that extra bit of support. And we're just watching Swatter now, try to find a bit of room around Skids, but Skids is holding firm for now. Into the bus stop chicane. He's getting quite tight, got the back end out, a little bit of oversteer correction. Now Skids needs to work out where he needs to plant the car. Is he going to defend or is he just going to let the move happen? And Swatter gets it done before the braking zone. Skids on that outside line. He turns in, sees Swatter there. He might be able to get him back down on the acceleration if he gets good traction. And he'll follow him through up Eau Rouge and into Radion. Hey, here we go, and on board. One of the most famous corners in motor racing. There it is, flat out, 265 kilometers an hour. And Swatter has managed to leapfrog Skids through there. Almost getting another couple of tenths out of it. You're not wrong, Zen. He did centre punch the tyre barrier like a pro. Zen, you didn't make it for the commentary team, but you did make it for the chat at least. Here is Schnell up into 7th place. He's starting to put the pressure onto Truzola. He's been dealing with that now for about the first 4 laps. Will he crumble, or does he have the fortitude here to stay cool, calm and collected, so to speak? Oh, a little bit of a tag there from Schnell. We've seen this driving history from Schnell. It happened in the Bahrain Grand Prix, the 100%. Sometimes he's a little bit aggressive on the overtakes and people can get caught out by it, but it is his own fault when things go wrong. But it is spectacular when Schnell gets it right, because he can really dive for some crazy gaps here and there. And like they say, if you're not going for a gap, you're not a race car driver. Schnell is definitely in that mindset right now. Inside the slipstream, he's going to have the outside for bus stop. Braking hard. Truzola's going to block the turn in. And he'll have, look at that, overtake through the Overtake through bus stop. Beautiful little bit of move from Schnell. And I do give him props for that because that was beautiful. Nice and clean. And not a mark on any of the cars. Here is Swatter, though, giving Warrior Wasp something to think about up towards the first turn as we start lap number 5. We're still waiting for the soft tyre runners to enter the pit lane. As Wasp gets a time penalty. Don't know why he got a time penalty. That was awkward. Oh, Bots has joined us. It's cracking. What happened to you? Just got a bit of understeer as Swatter gets the nice little bit of overtake on Wasp. Can he pull the car up in time? I think he's done it. Nice little bit of move. I don't think that people can hear you. Hang on, I'll have to fix that. No, it's not your fault. I wasn't expecting people, and I haven't set it up for people. Alrighty. Alright, well, we've got Bots in the comm box, guys. You haven't been able to hear him, but yeah, Bots, just say again what happened.
So just where Kiwi and Zola are going through now, just drifted out wide with a bit of aero wash and just hit that barrier where it pops out a little bit. But we got a nice battle going with Kiwi and Zola here. Kiwi's in the slipstream, but you've got to be careful to watch the wash in front of him going through this tricky left-hander. Yeah,
Bambi's been overtaken too by BP. He's now leading this race.
That's no surprise. I don't think anyone expected anything different there.
Not at all, but he does have DRS, I think, to use on him. BP, though, will get a nice little exit. Look at that. Look at the exit BP gets. Bings that interval up almost over the second mark and outside DRS attack range. So yeah, Bambi's going to be on a losing fight, unfortunately.
BP's been smashing the time trial all day. We're just seeing Capcano's running long, but we're just seeing the soft tyre guys starting to come into the pit stops now. So I think it was around lap 8 or 9 for the medium tyres as to the pit stop. So
it's about maximum distance for the mediums if they're coming in this lap.
Yep. So we've got Lukey still running on the softs. Everyone's switching over to the mediums now. So if those boys are pitted early, if they can have some good outlaps, I think we might be on for a little bit of a battle here towards the end of the race.
I think you're right. Bambi's managed to get back in front of BP, so some pressure coming from the Formula 2 runners, and Bambi gets done into Puon. Oh, that's going to be a hard one to do. Not surprisingly, Bambi runs wide. Jetsy, 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. That's really going to eat into his position. He's down in dead last at the moment. So
Bambi showed us last week as well that he can really hang it with the top guys in the F1. He had both myself, BP and Mike for that. Really put the pressure on him. And yeah, we jumped in the party chat after the race and said he was sweating bullets, but he held his line. He did everything right. So yeah, he's definitely one to look out for. Maybe next season in the Formula 1s if he wants to stick around. But yeah, for certainly out of the newcomers we've got, he's the one who's been the most impressive. Him and Capcano as well, holding his own there in third position.
He does, yeah.
Mike coming up.
Has your Ferrari teammate Mike on his tail.
He does, yeah.
And he's coming
if it's anything like
where does Mike
like Formula 1?
Does Mike have a preferred way to overtake into the braking zone like he's just done here in the bus stop? Big deep run. He's done it.
Yeah,
Keno's in.
Capcano's coming in. Capcano's probably the last of the soft runners, him and Lukey. Yeah, Mike's the type of guy that wants to set it up a few corners in advance, so he'll pick his spot on the track, and you'll usually see him, if you follow him for a lap and he's about to pass someone, you usually see him set up a pass maybe 3 corners before, and then pick his spot and go for it.
Interesting insight there. We've got Schnell right up behind Mike now, and like you said, we've got some changes happening in the track with pit stops, and soft tyre runners going to the medium, and the medium in the next 2 or 3. I wonder how far BP is going to run it, because he's always the king of the long runs. Somehow gets those tyres to work for him. Schnell in that.
Schnell's going to squeeze it.
He does.
Oh, that's a
good
nice
little move. So Schnell worked on that, nice and clean. Mike falls to 4th, and these two will continue the battle. Bambi still within a second of BPV8. So yeah, he is really showing his true colours here. And like you said, he could possibly be promoted into the Formula 1 at the end of the season if he's got the racecraft, he's got the ability. That's what the F2 season is for, feeding into the F1.
Yeah, well, he's the model citizen, I guess you say, of the F2s. He's doing everything he can. He's sitting in second. He's a nice, clean racer as well, and he's a real young gun to keep an eye on, especially coming up in Formula 1. We'll definitely see him there next year, I reckon.
It would be good. Now Mike in 4th place. The gap between him and Schnell is at the moment 4 tenths. They're both on the medium tyre.
You'll see Mike duck into the slipstream here, and I reckon he'll have a go at the bus stop. He might be a bit too far back, I reckon.
Let's see what Schnell does. We sometimes see the cars dart left, right, try break that slipstream. Schnell's really trying to...
sector 3.
He's struggling to do that through here because that flat-out corner can get you caught out. Fastest lap from BP, braking hard. BP does close the gap. Schnell misses his apex there, and look at Mike running through. That was a clean turn from Mike, but tags the back of Schnell.
Just the exit. The one thing with Spa, you don't really notice it because these cars, if you stamp on it out the corner, you're going to lose it. But especially in the Formula 1 cars, this last corner and then the exit of the first corner are like ice. So it's real hard to get the traction out of there. So if you don't nail it, you're definitely going to lose a lot of time if the guy in front of you gets a better exit.
Yeah, and you can see the difference there. Schnell got a good exit, and Mike wasn't able to close the gap in. But with that slipstream again, his favourite chance to go for an overtake into the braking zone. He's a lot closer this time to the back end of Schnell now. Side by side with him.
Well.
Bambi might get done. Oh, they've both run wide. This could be an opportunity for Schnell to get through. And he's side by side with him. He's done it. Bambi's maintained it. But we've lost Captain Keno.
Nah, that's Jetsy. So Swatter, he's one of
you're
Swatter's
right.
mates,
Yeah.
and Swatter was saying 4. He's just on a new wheel. So
we've got a safety car because Captain Keno's on that infamous area of Spa now on the runoff. He's out there stranded with no wheels. So safety car will compress things for the final run to the end.
You'll see a lot of the boys ducking. I think you'll see most of them. So the ones who were on the medium, who had started on the soft and the medium, this won't help them at all really because they don't have any speed advantage to catch up with the others through the pits. So you'll see everyone duck into the soft now, and we'll have a shootout. If BP can get roughed up on the start and he can drop back maybe 2 or 3 positions, then we'll see a race. But if no one can get in his way between, I'd say maybe the end of the second sector, there's not a lot you can do to catch him.
Yeah, well, some guys Josh saying this will shake things up a bit in the chat, and we're just wanting to see what the race leader does. Surely he'll take to the pit lane, and he does.
Oh, he's got to.
And Bambi follows suit, so Rest will probably come in and follow the same pattern. Schnell, Mike, Swatter, Vin. I wonder if he'll come in and take the soft. Will be interesting to see where he pops out when he gets there. Yep, they go in. We're just waiting for the rest of the field to come. So this is going to compress the field, everybody. And we're going to have a true sprint race finish to the end. And unfortunately, for the guys that started on the soft tyre... Oh, okay, so Vin's continued on the medium. He wants track position.
Yeah, so that's gonna cost him a lot because he's still going to... Oh, did he? No, he started on the soft, didn't he?
He did, but he could technically come in now and take the softs again.
Well, staying on the soft and medium, there's quite a big jump on these cars, so that was a bit missed.
Oh, I don't know.
I'd say Bambi was on the track there before.
That was. Let's just take a look at the replay, everybody. It does take us back about 25 seconds, but so this was Vin continuing on. Bambi was exiting the pit lane. I want to hear your opinion on it if you're watching from home. Yeah, this was a contention. I don't think the game told him to give back the spot. We'll have a look when we go back to the live footage. But watch this. We're on board with Vin. He had a choice to make here. I don't know.
Mike's just got a penalty with collision with Schnell, so I reckon they've had a run in somewhere. So that's 5 seconds onto Mike. This game is very touchy with kind of corner cuts and contact under the safety car. And yeah, you don't get any warnings, it just pins you straight away. So
how do you find the Formula 2 cars react when the tyres cool down? Is it as noticeable in, say, in F1?
Not really, no, because F1, you know, it's high downforce, the cars are glued to the road basically, and any drop of temperature, you really do feel it. But with these cars obviously not having the same amount of downforce and being a lot more touchy to drive, I'd say, you don't notice it as much. You do in the first few corners, because an exit that you'd usually do with your warm tyres and you've only got a little bit of slippage, you do notice it a lot more in these cars. But it's only one or two really turns, and then you get back up to temperature, you go straight away. But Vin's here in second on the mediums. I don't know why he didn't have to give that position back, but he's definitely going to be at a very big disadvantage to the guys around him in softs, because I think it's almost 1.1 seconds or 9/10 of a second medium to soft difference. So
the delta's pretty big. He said on chat that he didn't get a penalty from the game, so the game's deemed it legal.
Well, first of all, Vince, don't text and drive, thanks, mate. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see this looking too good for him, and he's either gonna get past BP, or he's gonna make it difficult, or everyone's just gonna get stuck behind him through Eau Rouge, and it's gonna give BP that gap to just go. So we'll have to see what happens here, but.
Well, just want to make it clear, Vin, while you are listening, we're not saying what you did was illegal or wasn't illegal. We were just having a go at it. But if the game, I guess, said it was legal, then you got away with it for this moment. But yeah, we were just interested to see. It was a hard choice to make, definitely. But like he said, he's going to get overtaken anyway. But I really thought he was going to go in and take for the soft.
Yeah. We've got Kiwi here in 6th place as well. He's doing all right. He's not too bad for a number 2 driver. So
Schnell's got himself a 5-second penalty. Let's have a look at the penalties as they sit while we're in this.
It's going to be interesting to see what the restarts are like here, because I know, well, everyone who watched the stream saw it back in Hungary in the F1 race. That was an absolute, everyone's getting 5-second penalties and ever exceeding the track limits.
Got a Warrior Wasp got one, got 10 second for Wasp, so he's got 15 at the moment that we've managed to count out.
Kiwi just picked one up as well. They will all be cutting Banana as well.
Jetsy,
they're all going to be cutting the they'll be cutting Radion up the top.
Jetsy's got another 3 seconds. Bambi's got 3. Jetsy's got another 10. 5 second for Lukey. 5 second for Hammock again. Yeah, look at that. There's a lot out there. Mike and Schnell have got some. Oh, this is really going to hurt the final positions. I don't even know where the penalties start and finish now, but let's just get this one finished. We've got not only a few laps to go now, and I think Vin will be wishing he did take those soft tyres.
Yeah, well, there's 3 laps to go. They would have only, what have they done? Everyone's done a majority of, 2 laps on the running around behind the safety car. So,
yeah,
scrubbing them in and keeping your temperature in. Ideally, I reckon everyone should be going with maybe about 6 or 7% wear on this restart. So the tyres will definitely be in their lifespan for this last 3 laps. So, everyone should be on, or they should have the ability to go maximum attack. So we should have some pretty interesting racing here. There's going to be a lot of stuff to look at, because everyone's... What have we got? Well, we should really only have a few seconds separating first and 14th. Safety car might go around for one more lap, because we've got Jetsy 46 seconds behind, so I'm not sure if that's going to affect it.
Yeah, 6 seconds from first to 13th, and yeah, Jetsy way down the back there, minute 6 behind the rest of the field. We're waiting for this one to crack on. Fastest lap at the moment, not surprisingly, is BP V8. And let's have a look at some other stats. Well, we've got the time. There's your stops. Everybody's done them. Positions gained, though. BP up 14. Schnell up 12. Bambi's lost 2 at the moment. He's going to lose even more. Vin's going to be the one that loses more. So watch his go red and into the negative. And some big losers, Zola and Thrustmax as well. They had some comings together at the start of this one. Now we've gone another lap around. Hopefully this is the last lap.
That'll be for Jetsy. I don't know. Jetsy's... Yeah, he's way off. Yeah, he's just coming into the 3rd sector now, so... Yeah, we should only have one more lap. Well, this will be the last lap under safety car. Yeah, like I was saying before, though. What's going on here? Lukey D spun. He's missing half. Oh, that's... Yeah, well, that's Lukey gone. I don't know what happened there. He must have been avoiding the car in front of him, and he's hit the wall.
Yeah, some of them saying they got some net code, so there could be some real lag. playing.
Yeah, there was. I know for Swatter, it was saying he was in 16th, but he was behind BP in 6th. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's
just
going on
with these
tonight.
international connections. Yeah, it's just it hasn't been lag wise. It actually hasn't been too bad, but yeah, just the game struggles with all the international drivers and the Oceania drivers and whatnot.
It is what it is. I know
It
F1.
is what it is.
F1 2020 was announced today. I don't know if you've seen any of the old screens and things from that.
Yeah, I'm not a big career. Well, before I got into this league, I never delved into the online stuff just because of you watch some online races and you can get a pretty clear picture of what everyone's there to do. So I'm not a real big career mode person now, so the create your own car doesn't really have a big effect on me, but it's cool. I know there's a lot of people that do just do the career mode, and especially for the YouTubers as well and stuff like that. It's a big addition. So I think Tim at Marduk, he put it on his Instagram and he said if this is what they've just announced, then it's definitely worth keeping an eye on closer to release date to see what else they put in the game.
Yeah, indefinitely. Like I said, guys, if you haven't read anything about it, I will be putting stuff up because I do get press releases emailed to me, so I will chuck up all the screenshots that they've given me and you can have a quick look at it. I haven't looked at myself, I've just seen a quick overview. But yeah, it looks like they've done something with the career mode. I myself am into the career mode a little bit, but anyway, this one's about to go green.
Now, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch the restart here because last week in Hungary, the F1 was an absolute nightmare.
Now, BP will control the field. Looks like he's already built himself a nice little gap. Vin's holding the rest of the field up here.
Vin looks like he's backing up to kind of get the jump.
It does certainly look like that. Vin will be swamped as soon as we go green. He's on the slower tyres. Everybody...
Schnell and Bambi side by side on the IndyCar start.
I know some of these guys are getting really antsy to get going. So we're on board with Bambi. He's in third place.
Oh, no.
Waiting for BP to go. Wouldn't be surprised if he does it out of the exit. Tagged him.
Bambi and Vince.
Still going. He's still waiting. He's still waiting.
He's holding it.
Here we go. I think that's it. No.
Oh,
there we go. He's gone green. Oh, look at that. 3 guys next to each other. Bambi, Schnell and Mike. That was, like you said, an IndyCar start.
Oh, Mike.
Big moment for Mike. He's just taken the front wing off someone, cut the nose off into the first turn. There's chaos at the at that first turn. 4-5 cars wide at some points as they try to sort themselves out getting into the restart. We're in the penultimate lap now after we had 3 safety car laps. Jetsy's there in 14th. Lukey D's had to come in, get a new front wing. Mike, though's leading it ahead of BP.
Bambi's just got BP now as well, and Truzola's down on the inside too.
He certainly does, and some of these guys are... Well, I don't know why BP's getting so swamped at the moment. He might have turbo issues or something creeping in here at this late stage.
Schnell making that contact on the first corner, just kind of a Raikkonen and Verstappen situation of 2 years ago.
It did look familiar to that one. Now on board with Schnell, like I said, sometimes he can go for some gaps that sometimes are a little bit iffy, and when they pay off, spectacular. When they don't, well, you see the consequences. Zola gets done by Vin, so he's getting done by a medium compound driver. Vin's holding on the best he can as both Zola and... big moment! Big accident!
Big one. Oh, boys.
Those two just got caught up next to each other, and that's it. It's game over for both Schnell and Zola. Let's have a look at that replay. Look at that. They were right next to each other through Pouon. They didn't want to give up the spot at all. Vin went wide ahead of them, and Zola and Swatter thought they had something. Look at this. I think they just got caught up into the wheels. We didn't quite see the moment that had happened. We got back to it just in time, but an absolutely spectacular crash down the bottom of Pouon.
Mike had a second 1.1 seconds on BP. Now it's down to 0.8. Mike's just ran wide on the final corner. Well, BP's going to get him because Mike's got that 5-second penalty, but there's going to be one hell of a last lap though.
It will be. The safety car has stayed in, which is nice, and now it's up between Mike and BP here for the first race, the feature race, the win. The winner of this race will start 8th in the sprint. BP's trying to squeeze it up the inside at Eau Rouge. He didn't have enough room to do that, and Mike continues on with the lead, but this is where BP can come into a bit of a different form of his own. He seems to be struggling. He seems to be struggling with straight line speed as well. He got swamped on that restart. Mike.
Yeah, we know BP loves to run a bit of high wing, and he really makes his time up. You'll see him making a lot of time up through these corners here. His throttle control is unbelievable. He could get Mike down here into no name. Yeah,
that's a good point. BP is a man of the high downforce. He does like to use it, and it's going to put him at a disadvantage at the back end of the track because that's one big long straight too. But Mike staying ahead of him through no name. They're going to be side by side into Pouon. Mike stays ahead. BP backs out of it. A little bit of a wide run from Mike. That's might get him some penalties with track limits. Here we go again. Still, they got to be careful they don't do the same thing we saw Schnell and Zola do. The biggest accident I think we've seen in Formula 2. And Mike, for the moment, has held on. I think Mike might get this. I think BP's running too much wing down the straight.
No, I think BP's close enough to get a good slipstream here, so it's going to be all on for cheap stations here in the final corner.
Here we go. You can see he's pulling in Mike. Not as quickly as he'd probably like. Onto the grass slightly. Keeping it flat out. 295, 96. Mike, though, still has the lead into the braking zone. On the bus stop, he switches to the inside. Mike will have the better run on the exit. BP, he might have just done enough. He doesn't. He's been edged out by a nose. He's back ahead again. He's back ahead. He's done it. And BP has beaten Mike. Mike will fall down the order too with some penalties. Vin promoted to second. Then it's Mike in third. But what a fantastically close finish. Spectacular racing. Jetsy's promoted himself to 8th somehow. Banana and Wasp are just next to each other, but I think Banana will stay ahead, and it will be Wasp in 10th place. Swatter in behind, then Lukey D. But Jetsy gets reverse grid pole for the sprint race.
Probably sad that was real life. Might have had a look at that finish with BP making the pass on the outside of the track, but penalties prevailed, and Vince popped himself up into second. I think Mike got another penalty as well as he crossed the line, or he might have had an unserved penalty, so
that would hurt him. But there it is. BPV8 taking the first race tonight. He will start 8th in the sprint, and yeah, you're in that one too, so good luck.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it out of the wall. Can't promise anything, but we'll see what we can do coming from the rear of the grid, so
that's all good.
Should be interesting.
You gave us a spectacular crash anyway, so that's always fun to watch.
As long as I can entertain, that's all I'm here for.
You've done that. There's your podium, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get a new podium after the next sprint race. But it was nice and close. Hope you guys enjoyed that one at home. I definitely did. It does just show, with Mike with all those penalties and still getting third, it does just show that he is one of Australia's top sim racing. So we definitely want to keep an eye out for in the iRacing paddock as well. But yeah, I would argue that a top sim racer can keep themselves penalty free. But that is just, I don't know, my take on the issue.
Look, top sim racer probably wouldn't be the number 2 driver at Ferrari as well for this season, but it is what it is, so I better jump out and get ready for the sprint race. So it's been good to chat to you, Josh, and we'll see all the stream viewers later.
No worries, man. Thanks, Bots. That was Bots, one of the F1, F2 drivers there. You can see a lot of time penalties given out in this race, but the points go to BP, Vin and Mike for the top 3. That will be reversed, so BP will start 8th, 7th for Vin, 6th for Mike, 5th for Bambi, Kiwi 4th, Skids 3rd, Bush took 2nd, and Jetsy on the pole spot. So medium tyres all the way for the sprint race. It's going to be an exciting one, so don't go anywhere for this. You're watching the FNL1 F2 eSports Championship right here on Demo 1, and it's a wet one. This is really going to throw things in the air. This is going to level out the field, and BP's high downforce setup might actually give him a super advantage here tonight. But we were not expecting this. It's sometimes it rains, sometimes it's sun, sometimes it's windy, sometimes it storms, sometimes it even snows at Spa, and that's why we love this track so much. Always an unknown. It is raining indeed. Now, is it meant to clear up by the end of the race, guys that are out there racing? We'd love to know. race 2 for Antonio Hubert. Some sad history as well at this circuit. So we've been told the rain will clear at the end, so it will be a drying Formula 2 sprint race. I don't think I've seen one of these for a while, so this is going to be very, very keen and very interesting to spectate. And I can't wait to see what unfolds in front of us for this sprint race here at Spa. The race will be starting in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back too. Thanks for your patience, guys. It's what I said in the Bahrain was to get your Kleenex, get your Windex, and you might need it because it's going to be a little bit messy, and you might need to clean your monitor. A little bit too excited, some of them. But here we go. Thanks for hanging around, guys. I'm back to call this one. And Jetsy, not known for pole positions. He's got a big task ahead of him today for this sprint race. Can he hold on? Let's see. Very, very, very M-word, Zen. I don't want to say that in the fear I'll offend someone. Such a harsh word on the ears. Full wets though, not surprising. So it is very slippery out there as we wait on the front, on the grid at the front here with Jetsy. Those tyres will be cooling down, but they need the full wets to disperse all the water. It is bucketing down here in Belgium, and the guys want to get going. The rain lights flashing. It's the red light in the back of the car there. The spray is going to bring up another obstacle for these guys. How well can they deal with that? Here we go. And we're up and underway. It's tiptoeing off the start line. I think Lukey D got a really good start as he splits the field. Skids tries to get out wide and get something up the inside of one. The guys now will tentatively come in. A little bit of clashing and banging going on as the corner collapses in on them. Oh, big moment. There's a lot of carbon fiber going flying in the middle of that pack. I don't know who was involved, but you can see Skids, BP and Swatter now. Oh, side by side with BP. It's going to be an absolutely huge run up Eau Rouge and Radion. They got up the front. They were almost going sideways over the top of that hill. Wasp is out of this one. We might have had an accident. There's a yellow flag, but the race continues on. Skid side on with BP. Look up the front here, 4 wide. Absolutely insane scenes here as we get into turn 5. And Schnell is fallen off a little bit, but Jetsy, he taken that pole position at the moment and is using it. Safety car though. Coslamo Carrieri, welcome and thank you for hitting the like there, buddy. Thanks for coming along. This should be an exciting one. We want to see a sprint race though, so we Don't want too many laps of the safety car. But this is going to be helping Jetsy now. You can see that there's a little bit of spray, so it's still, I'd say, wet enough for the wets. There are no intermediates, like you said, but I don't know if I'd be game enough at the moment to even put them on if I had them available. There is a bit of a drying line, but you can see there's still a lot of water spray being pushed up behind the cars as they run over the circuit. The rain still pouring heavily enough, I'd say. Visibility, a completely different story when you go on board. This is Mike. He's down in 4th place. And he's got 3 other cars ahead of him. Oh, I think he's trying to keep the brakes at temperature here. But unfortunately, we've lost Warrior very early on. Now the safety car is gone, so we will have a restart. And I'd say Jetsy might get the jump on some of these guys here. Vin, he's almost a second behind, and that's going to really be at his detriment at this restart. Jetsy, he's gone out wide, coming up to the start-finish line. There he goes. Surely that's green. Vin's getting going as well. Chook doing the same thing. Mike's already gotten up into 3rd and around Chook. Coming into the corner, though, it could be a different story. Side on again, 2 by 2. A little bit of a touch once again into the first turn. The guys need to be a little bit careful because that corner collapses in on you and it constricts the road available. But everybody's gotten through this time. Bambi's gone into the pit lane. Jetsy, look at that. Well, I don't know where that safety car went. It looked like it disappeared. And that even looked like a restart, but there's the safety car. Unless it's just picked him up. I really thought he was getting going there, but it even looked like I have to say, it looked like a restart, but there it is, safety car. I got a little bit too excited. Too soon. So, a sprint race. And like I said, this is really helping out Jetsy. With this safety car, the longer behind the safety car, the longer he leads. He did get that pole position from the reverse grid. Torpedo League has followed us on Twitch. Good to have you guys along for the ride, guys. So safety car. Waiting for this one to be done. Oh, collision with Hemmick, Truzola. That's going to really, really hurt any prospects of him getting some decent points today. The field is spread out a little bit from Kiwi back. I don't know why. And going across the track limits there, Kiwi gets himself a 5-second penalty. So Bambi's just catching the field. He should surely do that before the end of this lap. And hopefully we get the green light to go, because we want to see some racing here. We've seen enough safety car today. But Jetsy will... I think that's just a bit of net code. Don't worry yourself too much about that. It's an international circuit. It's an international crowd, so sometimes the internet connections aren't always up to the job. Talking to us around the world. See what I mean? It just does weird things like that. Swatter's been tagged out wide there. Hopefully he doesn't get a penalty for it. Oh no! Oh no! Under the safety car. Lukey D might get a penalty for that. I know there's connection issues. Will be interesting to see the onboards, but that might get Lukey a penalty. I think it was Lukey anyway. Let's have a look. So they were getting netcode. We saw that happening. Was it skids? It might have been skids. It was. Sorry, Lukey. It wasn't you. It was skids. So, yeah, skids. In trouble there, maybe. But again, that could be down to netcode. They probably saw completely 2 different things, but Swatter, hopefully he can take his spots back. I'm not sure what the rules are about that. Especially crashing under safety car and continuing. You're right, Zen, it was skids. My bad. Hopefully you don't take it personally, Lukey. Just had to make a split decision there, but it was skids. So penalties being handed out under the safety car. Another one for Banana Hammock. The neck. Oh, Banana's had an accident. No, it wasn't Banana. It was Thrustmax. Oh, one of the favourites too. He's had a big moment. So, tonight the netcode issues are causing real drama on track. Very interesting indeed. So safety car will go on. This could be a full safety car race. I'm sorry if that's the case, guys. But I really want to see this get going and going. It's only a 9-lap race, so we don't have long at all. Drive-through penalty, falling too far back. Thrustmax, might as well call it quits at this point. Bambi, 10-second. The game is being so harsh today. And I think if you can... Thrustmax is out from the session, I'm not surprised. He got a drive-through for something probably not even his own fault. We'll have to have a look at the onboard later on. But, Jetsy has led all 3 laps. There, lights are out. So the race is going to go back to green this lap. Awesome to see. Jetsy getting the pace up. He's raring to go. He's already he's actually at race pace right now. The safety car hasn't entered the pit lane yet. Safety car restart procedure will be a new thing for Jetsy, so he needs to be careful here. The field is really spread, isn't it? This might actually work in Jetsy's favour. Here we go. Vin's not too far behind him, but this might work in his favour. The field gets really compressed at the bus stop. And as we get going again, Chook almost neck and neck with BP. Vin's side by side with Mike. Mike got a fantastic start, but Jetsy's gone. 2 seconds already. That worked wonders for him. On board with Vin, he slides around the outside, and he stayed ahead of Mike. And I think there's a little bit of touching into the first turn as we've got cars wide. I think that might be Banana Hammock again. He rejoins the circuit, touches Swatter on the entry, and we get back up to racing. But Zola's been spun out and around. Has he got a puncture? The car doesn't look very healthy at all. Or has he broken his suspension? No, it could be a puncture. Have a look at the back tyre. Oh, Zola, you got to be careful, buddy. He got through. Crazy Kiwis in. It's been carnage after carnage today here at Spa. It has not let up. And we're on lap 4. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of safety car laps after a big accident. But we're back up and racing. Skids, who could potentially be under review at the end of this race. He's currently in 7th place. So all the drivers on the wet tyre at the moment. BP's looking to get himself in a good finishing position. He's just in behind Mike at the moment. As that was Vin running wide through Puon at the exit. Got to be careful because those penalties, they're being applied to everyone and everybody today. Pretty strict stewards here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And BP V8 though, just keeping himself poised and ready for an overtake. He'll be a little bit patient. Mike runs wide onto this slippery curb, and BP tried to slot it up to the inside, but the moment disappeared. He'll have another go in behind him and up the front. Up the front, side on with Jetsy. Jetsy's hit the grass. He's managed to keep it on though. And Vin, he runs wide as they try to keep it flat out. Here comes Mike at a pace of knots. He might get another spot. Jetsy going to get caught up on the inside. They come together at the braking point, but into the apex of the last turn. Mike gets a little bit of a tag on the back end of Jetsy, but he holds it. He holds it. And Jetsy, he stayed calm, cool, and collected for now. But BP, he's coming on Mike, so Mike doesn't have a chance to breathe here. Oh, this could be a moment for him. Big dive, and he gets it up on Jetsy. So that move has worked for him. BP does get it as well, so Jetsy's fallen back to 4th. Coming up to Eau Rouge Radion. BP does the sensible thing and backs out of it. And the race is definitely on. They've got to catch Vin now. He's up the front. So Mike getting away from BP down the straight. But like we heard from Bots before, BP does like to run the heavy wing, and he'll probably easily catch him through the twisty bits. So the gap 5/10. Keep an eye on that one. Swatter, he's 6/10 away from Bambi, just ahead of him. Bambi had a pretty good run in the first race. But we've got Kino, Kiwi, Lukidi coming through the pits, and Zola, he's had to take to the pit lane as well. Vin still leading from Mike, and this is the contest out on track as it is in this wet one. BP's just in behind him, and he's going offline a little bit, maybe searching for grip or maybe trying to cool the tyres, but the rain is still pelting down here as we come past the forest, and Mike has firmly put himself in second place for now, and we're just waiting to see if BP V8 has the pace and the grip through the corners here to maybe catch up and do something about it. But Vin's doing a fantastic job of holding that gap at about 1.4 seconds. BP does get a little bit closer. He's gained about 2/10 through there, but this is where Mike's got the advantage. Oh, Mike's gone wide. He's got the slide and the big drift. He's going to lose a lot of speed on the exit, and this is where BP can get it done. He's been pushed wide onto the grass, and I don't know how it's happened. You can see Mike's come out ahead of it. He somehow managed to put the anchors on BP, slow him down, and gave Mike an opportunity to sort of stay within this fight. He's run wide at the bus stop, but that won't matter. He'll maintain second. And BP, oh, BP, they almost get a slide on. Bushchook does the same thing. He gets caught out a little bit. BP got a little bit of a nudge. Going to go the long way round. Mike delayed his turn in as long as he possibly can. It's a legitimate trick and a tactic, and it seemed to have worked for now. We're on lap 6 to 9, but while these two guys are battling it out, look at the lead Vin's got, 3.3 seconds. It's going to be a very hard task for any of these two guys to catch him now, but that doesn't matter. These guys are entertaining the hell out of us as we speak. The gap 2/10 in the slipstream. BP needs to stay there, otherwise he'll be dead in the water, so to speak. Coming in to turn 5, Mike's kept that inside line defense. BP gets back onto that racing line, and maybe it's the grippiest part, maybe it's not, but the rain is still falling. So the track and order guy, the order sorting themselves out as BP on that karting line tries to go around the outside of Mike. There's someone gone. Vin, he's spun around. He's rejoined. He's lost front. Oh, big accident with Chook. Vin's gone. Vin is out of the race. I think Chook got caught up in that as well. He did. And we'll have to wait. Be careful on the re-entry there, Chook. He's done that. Interesting. I would really, really want to see Vin and Bushchooks on boards after that one. But this is where BP tried to go around the outside. And just as we got to No Name, there was a car stranded. It was Vin. And we go to Vin. He's got that inside line there. And as we go back to it, Chook, unsighted, hits Vin, and Vin is out. Somehow Chook survived, but he's going to need a lengthy pit stop to get that one fixed. We're still racing, and the action hasn't finished, but it is now a fight between Mike and BP. BP's almost fallen outside that 1 second. Swatter's here too, and he's catching up to Bambi, 5/10. It's all good, Vin. These things happen. Unfortunately, it's a tough corner to do that. Bambi's run deep. Here we go. Swatter gets the opportunity. He takes over him, and look at that. He sweeps it into 6th, and Bambi on the back foot immediately, losing all of his exit speed, all of his traction, but the loss of focus there, running deep, has cost him a spot. Schnell and Jetsy, though, these two guys are going neck and neck at it. Jetsy wants to get a podium out of this one. 3-second penalty for BP. I don't know if Mike's got a penalty, so even if BP can get ahead of Mike at this moment, he needs to build 3 seconds. And with only 2 laps to go, that's going to be a very difficult task. Schnell coming. Jetsy on the outside. We're coming into the braking zone. The cars appear. Side on. Schnell's done it. He's managed to get ahead just slightly. Jetsy, he's backed out of it, and unfortunately, he's fallen to 4th. And yeah, Vin, you were definitely in the bag to win that. All you had to do was just get it to the end, but the wet conditions caught you out, man. These things happen. But look at this little battle into no name. Jetsy doesn't want to give this one up. He's fighting with everything he's got, though. And as you can see, Schnell's got a little bit more traction and confidence. This is Crazy Kiwi and Captain Kino, the fight for the top 10. The gap, 2 tenths. So Kiwi's definitely on something here. Into the braking zone again after the camel. Kino's just got the edge on him. So Crazy Kiwi will have to work on this one. He will need to stay close and stay within striking range, because Kino might be able to defend that for the next 2 laps. Well, BP's gone ahead of Mike. That just happened out of sight. Now Mike's in second. Mike does have the advantage of a faster car with less wing. BP, though, has got a lot of downforce, meaning he's got a lot more confidence in those corners. Into the bus stop, and the gap between them, 7 tenths. Mike might fall off here. BP needs to build a 3-second gap, though. Mike will know he's got the penalty, and Mike won't push it too hard. He'll just stay within that gap. He'll race the gap now. He's got a strategic mind like that. Jetsy's moving to 3rd as Schnell's fallen off after exiting the bus stop. It's so easy to do to get the car to oversteer there. So Jetsy just needs to hold it together now on to the penultimate lap. We've got this and 1 to go. Skidding. Schnell putting the pressure back onto Jetsy now. He'll have the slipstream down the camel if he can get the pace through Radion and line him up down this straight. This should be an easy overtake for Schnell here. Look at that, using the slipstream. It's gone to the inside. Jetsy's trying to predict it. He can't quite cover him off just yet. He's trying to dictate the racing line too. Into the zone, the braking zone. They've come together. Jetsy's on that outside. A great little bit of racing here. Scrap battle happening. Skids is going to run wide. He hits that gravel trap. He's lost some speed out of it. Jetsy's gone wide and come back in. Schnell, he's overtaken him for 3rd though. But this race doesn't finish now for the top 5. Jetsy doesn't want to fall back another one, but Skids doesn't want to finish here. His target is that pink Formula 2 car ahead of him. And he's got some very fast drivers just in behind too, so he needs to keep his eye on that rear vision mirror now. The gap closing up. Skids looks like he's got a little bit more pace to show. Jetsy though holding on with all his might. It could be a losing battle though. It is, and Skids gets it done. Jetsy though back on the attack. He's got that slipstream now to use, and he's nice and close. He got a fantastic exit out of there. Skid's going to be overtaken like he's standing still. That's how much extra pace Jetsy had. And here comes Sawada. So there could be a 2-for-1 deal coming up into the braking zone at the bus stop. Jetsy. Oh, is he gone? Oh, that was a big moment for Jetsy. I'm not really sure what he did then. He's gone side by side with his teammate now, Bambi. Oh, that was hard in your mouth action. I don't know how Jetsy came out of that alive, but he did. He's really struggling with the grip now. Look at this. He got a fantastic exit down here. Just have a look what Jetsy. We weren't on board with him, but he went to the inside, I think, looking for an overtake, and he just got caught out, I think. Was a little bit too aggressive on the dart to the inside. We're on board with Swatter now, and he's going to try and get Skids before the end of this final lap. Not sure, I can't remember, Vin, but well, actually, it looked clean. I think it was a clean move from memory there. Vin, you did a nice clean move on him, if I'm thinking of the right moment. BP and Mike are close. BP needs 3 seconds at the moment. It's 3.2, so at the moment BP is in the lead. Mike is racing the gap, so Mike needs to get within 3 seconds of BP to win. But look at this. This is really now the battle for third. Schnell is going to be under the pump, I think, before the end of this lap. Skids and Swatter, they want it. And they just got to prove to us that they want it more. Who will try to get on the power a little bit sooner? Who's going to dive for that gap when they get it? Skids had a bit of trouble. So did Bambi then. He got the big fishtail going on out of the exit of Puant. It was very lucky. Very, very lucky. Swatter, though, he hasn't given up on getting Skids. And Skids is doing the best he can to defend. Skids is doing a really good job of defending his spot. Swatter, though, won't be one to give up. The last and final lap. Here we go. Skids is ducked to the inside. Swatter's on the wet. Coming around. Will they go side by side through here? They don't. Swatter's done the job. He just needs to stay ahead. BP has won the race. He had the gap. Schnell coming into third. Swatter. RDB Bambi. Skids has been done. Skids has been done at the bus stop. Bambi's come from way back and taken Skids here. And he will fall from 4th to 6th. Big moment for him. But he will get it on penalties as Jetsy is promoted. There's been a big accident on the line. But a wonderful finish. It was Mike. Don't know how that happened to Mike, but he didn't quite get the gap he needed. And BP managed to pull out 3 seconds. So he won even with the penalty. Oh, big moment for Captain Keno here. This could be the end of his race. He's trying to get it together. I don't know how that came. He's gone sliding into the bus stop. This is, sorry, Keno. Sorry, Crazy Kiwi, not Keno. Keno's got the overtake. And he's just managed to get inside the top 10. Oh, big moment. Can't be doing that. Chook is actually going to get the top 10 spot too. So Kiwi, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's finished outside the top 10. Well, there it was, the feature in the sprint race. Don't know what happened on the finish line there, ladies and gentlemen. That was a bit of carnage. Jetsy, though, he tried to hold on. He had the safety car. He had a really good restart. Caught everyone out by surprise. Just couldn't hold on at the end of the day. But it was BP once again who, I don't know where he found the extra pace, but he managed to build 3 seconds. And Mike wasn't able to drive the gap. So there we go. And we got a Phantom on the podium. He's been in an aeroplane. That is really weird. But there we go. And a man with no body. But what a race. The FNL1 eSports FSU Championships put on today. There it is. For the sprint race, BP did stay ahead of Mike. Then it was Swatter, Jetsy, Skids, and Schnell, Bambi, Bot, Keno, and Chook got the top 10. Kiwi. He had a big moment coming into the end and he wasn't able to finish in the top 10. So, that will change things a little bit in this championship. And we hope you guys will join us tomorrow night for the Formula 1 eSports race at the same time at 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's been awesome to have you guys with me. And don't forget, you can support us by hitting the like, share, subscribe, or turn those notifications on if you haven't already, or visit our website, demo1garage.com, and keep an eye out on all the articles there as well. It's been a fantastic night tonight, guys. It's been a lot of chaos, a bit of drama, but that's why we love motor racing and sim racing. But until tomorrow, stay safe and look after yourselves. We'll have more action from Spa-Francorchamps for you for the F1 tomorrow night. See you then.